2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 11th of August, and it's Bakewell Tart Day. And a big happy birthday to Hulk Hogan, Viola Davis, Joe Rogan, and Chris Hemsworth.
7.
Tuesday saw A-level results across the country as students received teacher-assessed grades for the second year in a row as the pandemic continues to affect exams. Once again, the overall level of grades was up, with a record number of A's and A stars. In fact, 44.8% of students got one of those, and in private schools, 70% of pupils received the highest grades. Boris was happy for everyone.
Congratulations to everybody getting their A-level results today. And I know it's been a particularly difficult year for everybody doing A-levels, but thank you for persevering. Thank you for getting on with it. Obviously, thank you also to your amazing teachers.
Education Secretary Gavin Williamson told Kay Burley that the good times are nearly over as the return to exams is looming.
We're very much planning to move back to examinations as a form of assessment, but we always have to have a contingency plan. That's why we'll be consulting in the next academic year on those plans.
6.
There were 23,510 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday and 146 additional deaths. That's the highest level of daily deaths since March. Health Secretary Sajid Javid announced that the UK has hit another vaccination milestone as 75% of adults have now received 2 doses.
We'll be reaching a new milestone today where we've already got some 90% of the population with 1 jab, but we will today be reaching a milestone of 75% of adults would have had 2 jabs. And it's a thing that's helping us to work our way out of this pandemic towards normal.
But there's no cause for celebration just yet, with new research suggesting that vaccinated people can spread the Delta variant and still catch the disease, even if in a milder form. There is no prospect of herd immunity as transmission can't be stopped. The director of the Oxford Vaccine Group, Professor Sir Andrew Pollard, testified to MPs that there may well be other variants on the way.
I think we are in a situation here with this current variant where herd immunity is not a possibility, because it still infects vaccinated individuals. And I suspect that what the virus will throw out next is a variant which is perhaps even better at transmitting in vaccinated populations.
5.
Last week saw the New York Attorney General Letitia James detail an investigation into Governor Andrew Cuomo that laid out multiple cases of sexual harassment. He spent the last 7 days fighting for his political life in the face of widespread condemnation and calls to step down. He addressed the issue at a press conference on Tuesday morning.
Wasting energy on distractions is the last thing that state government should be doing. And I cannot be the cause of that.
And finally, after calls for his resignation from everyone from President Biden down, he accepted the inevitable, but is also going to work 2 weeks' notice.
I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
4.
Yesterday marked 2 years to the day that sex offender Jeffrey Epstein died in a New York jail, but the aftermath of his crimes continues to unfold. One of his longtime accusers, Virginia Giuffre, has launched a civil action in the New York courts against Prince Andrew, accusing him of sexual assault in London and New York when she was just 17 years old. Prince Andrew's always vehemently denied the accusations, famously in a Newsnight interview in November 2019.
For the record, is there any way you could have had sex with that young woman or any young woman trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein in any of his residences?
No.
Her lawyer David Bowles says Prince Andrew and his legal team have simply ignored every letter, every phone call, every outreach that we've ever made.
We've made every effort to reach out to him, to hear his side of the story, to understand whether he has anything that he can say that would put his actions in context, and he has simply ignored us. And he can do that, but he can't ignore judicial process. This is now a matter for the courts to decide.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Ryan Reynolds is planning a trip to Wales and Billie Eilish can tell if you're square. Right after this.
You're listening to the Smart 7. If you're enjoying it, you might also like the Smart 7 Ireland edition. Just search and follow us on your favourite podcast platform. The clock is ticking down to the start of the Premier League season, but one man isn't hanging around waiting for offers. Former Barcelona star Lionel Messi dried his tears and hopped on a plane yesterday. He arrived in Paris to cheering crowds as he agreed to join PSG on a 2-year deal, a move that makes the French team serious Champions League contenders this year. Chelsea is still finalising their big transfer. Romelu Lukaku is expected to re-sign for the club for an almost record-breaking £97 million. His new boss, Thomas Tuchel, was still being diplomatic about whether or not the deal is done, but is excited by the prospect.
Romelu is one of the guys like Haaland in Dortmund, like Lewandowski in Bayern, like one of these like Harry Kane in Tottenham, like these real number 9s who love to score, who have a presence around in the box.
One of the big stories of this coming football season will be Hollywood big shots Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's ownership of Wrexham AFC, which is in the 5th tier of the English Football League. They're making a documentary about the whole thing, and it sounds like they're ready to spend some time in Wales.
I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the race course and just spend some time on the grounds and just kind of try to absorb as much of the legacy as we can. And there's such a legacy of incredible adoration and love for this club.
Billie Eilish is out and about promoting a new album called Happier Than Ever. She popped up with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show, and it turns out she's got a mysterious special ability. It might not land her a role in the Marvel Universe just yet, but she's able to connect people to shapes and colours.
So your shape is a vertical brown rectangle.
Vertical brown rectangle?
It doesn't make any sense. So like J, so your name's Jimmy, right? J is brown to me. I don't know why. Jimmy is also brown. M's feel brown to me.
M.
And you also feel like that color to me.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.